Hello everybody, my name is May Cudmore and I'm one of the Travel and Tourism lecturers at Petrock. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the travel and tourism courses that we offer here at Petrock, and following this presentation, Tom Lewis is going to talk a little bit about the catering and hospitality courses that we've got on offer as well. So at Petrock we offer BTEC courses for travel and tourism, level 2 and level 3. For the level 2, we offer an extended certificate in travel and tourism. The course is a one-year course, and you would have the opportunity to resit your maths and English alongside doing the travel and tourism core qualification. We use a different range of teaching methods, which I'll get back to in a little while. And alongside the course also, we offer you what we call the active tourism package. So what that package entails is a whole range of different activities, which gives more of the vocational taste of what the travel and tourism course and working in the travel and tourism industry will have in store for you. So we do some event planning. We talk about employment progression, what comes next after you finish this one-year course at college. You get to do some air cabin crew training as well. And we go and visit visitor attractions as and when COVID allows us to. You will also have work experience. How much work experience you do depends on whether you resit maths or English or both. We also try and do educational visits. Obviously, so far this year, we haven't really been allowed to get out and about, but hopefully things will soon return to normal, and that's going to become part of your curriculum as well. One thing we've managed very successfully this year when we can't go out is that we've had guest speakers. Obviously, the guest speakers can't go in, but come into college even. But the beauty of the world of Zoom is that we can still get them into the classroom, talking to our students and giving that bit of additional detail and experience from the real world of work. The entry requirements for our level 2 course in travel and tourism is 4 grades 3 or above. They do not need to include maths and English. As I said, you will get the opportunity to resit maths and English while you do the level 2 course. The level 3 extended certificate is the other travel and tourism course that we offer at Petrock. It's a level 3 course that goes over 2 years. So it's equivalent to A-levels. And this specific course equivalates to 2 A-levels. You also get to do your UCAS application and progression routes as part of the course. That runs for the first half of the second year. We do lots of different teaching methods again. I'll get back to that in a second. And you do a whole range of different assessments. On the level 3 course, you also get to do enrichment activities. The students this year, actually this week just gone, went and did a individual 11-mile walk where they raised money for 2 local care homes. They then bought presents for the elderly in the care homes as well as all the staff. And those presents were delivered by Vicky Harper, one of the other tourism lecturers, this week, to try and spread a bit of extra joy to the care homes in these challenging times. We also help and try and teach you to understand the tourism of the local area, again with different activities. And employability skills, as always, is a very big part of those enrichment activities. You also get to do work experience. Again, much like with the level 2 course, educational visits unfortunately hasn't been much option so far this year, but we have had many guest speakers in to talk to our students. Last week for the level 3 second year students, we had Exmoor National Park talk to them about the different impacts of tourism in rural areas. Next week they've got Dartmoor National Park doing the same, and it's all live on Zoom, so students can still ask questions. So although it's not quite the same as having someone in the classroom, it is certainly a very viable and good option for you still to get that information and knowledge that you need to get. The entry requirements for our level 3 course is 5 grade 4s or above, and they have to include maths and English. So what that means is if you don't get your maths and English, you could get offered a place on the level 2 course. As for the level 3 course, that's something that you do have to have. So if you take anything away from this, is please work extra hard for your maths and English. If you can get your grade 4s for that, then you're going to be able to enter a level 3 course as long as you've got a couple of others. So 5 altogether, grade 4 or above for our level 3 qualification. A sample of the different units, although this is something that most students really like to be aware of. For both level 2 and level 3, you do 2 externally assessed exams. So for the level 3 course, that's it's a hefty part of the course. 2 of the units are externally assessed. That's the World of Travel and Tourism and Global Destinations. You'll then also on level 3 do marketing and events, 2 separate units. They're very interesting units, and you actually have to do a whole marketing campaign. You have to do the research and then the campaign that comes after, which does make it quite a lot more interesting. You get that vocational touch to those courses, to those units even. With the events unit, you do proposals, and hopefully you then put on the events as well. Alongside the level 3 course, we run an NCFE course for air cabin crew. It is an additionality. It's not an optional thing. It's something that is part of the course, where you learn lots and lots of different things about how to become air cabin crew and what the job actually entails once you get to go and fly. We've got a beautiful fuselage in one of the classrooms in the lifestyle building. So what that is real aeroplane seats with the overhead lockers. We've got the little galley, the kitchen. We've got the different microphone elements so you can practice all the things that you need to learn. We also got all the gear so that our students can get to practice the emergency talks and everything like that. So it's a nice element to the course. And again, you walk away with a substantial and additional qualification. For the level 2 course, you do 2 externally assessed exams as well. We normally sit them in January, so you've got the chance and the option to resit come May, should you not be happy with your results. You then also do a range of other units. So you do visitor attractions, you do a unit about the cruise sector, you do a couple of units about destinations, both in the UK and around the world. You also do a whole unit on holiday reps, and then we do a very fun unit at the end of the year, normally in the summer term, where you plan a study visit. One thing I really like about that unit is that students get to propose different visits. Then we vote as a group which visit our students would like to go on, and then we plan that visit together. So we plan it right from the start, with risk assessments, how we're going to get to somewhere, what it's going to cost, and all of those elements. So you get a chance to sort of really practice putting together that kind of a trip. So that's a couple of samples of the units, both for level 2 and level 3 travel and tourism. Erasmus Plus is something we've been part of for a good many years now. And it's the possibility to travel to a European destination. It nearly always happens in the second year of study. More often than not is the level 3 students that do attend that course, that trip, sorry. And it's supported by Erasmus Plus. What that means is that some of the cost is covered by Erasmus Plus. On average, I think the last couple of years, students has been charged £150 to be able to go away for a whole 2 weeks. And Erasmus Plus then helps pay for the rest. We are hoping to go back to Sweden in 2021, and then Hungary, which is the trip that you would be on if you start level 3 in September 2021. Oh no, actually that would be the following year, sorry. But we've got Hungary as a destination for the following 2 years. So if you started level 3 this September coming in 2001, you would hopefully be coming with us to Hungary in 2023. You will find out a lot more about that, but essentially we just wanted to tell you because it's a really lovely part of the course and a great opportunity to go and experience another culture and essentially live in another country for 2 weeks. Assessment-wise for BTEC Travel and Tourism, there is quite a lot of written assignments. It is a fairly academic course. It's not as vocational as maybe we would like. We're not out and about all the time. There is a lot of research and a lot of writing that has to be done to achieve on the course. We also ask our students to do quite a lot of presentations, because developing those presentation skills and becoming confident in standing in front of a group and talking is a really important part of the travel and tourism industry. Role plays and practical assessments, obviously they sort of go hand in hand, especially with units like customer service and air cabin crew. We do have to learn how to communicate with other people. You don't get many travel and tourism jobs where you aren't face to face with someone. So developing these skills, they're very good transferable skills as well, but the development of these skills is something that we rate really highly. And as I said, there are 2 externally assessed exams on both of the levels that we offer. Okay, my last slide for today, before Tom Lewis takes over, is a little bit about what you can do when you finish. So our level 2 students tend to progress on to level 3. You don't have to progress on to level 3 travel and tourism. You could progress onto another BTEC level 3 qualification. What you have to get is you have to get a merit overall on the travel and tourism course that you're doing, on the level 2 course. And you have to get a grade 4 in English. Ideally maths as well, but we do allow you to progress with a grade 4. You can go straight off and start your career. Apprenticeships is also a real option for you. We have a whole handful of students every year that progress into air cabin crew and holiday representative jobs. Obviously, as I'm sure you're aware, quite a few of those jobs have got an age limit. You have to be at least 18. For some companies, you have to be 21 to actually start that career. After our level 3, obviously you can do very similar things, but also we do have students every year that go and do foundation degrees, HNDs, go straight to university. I'm going to hand over to Tom Lewis, and then when he's finished, we'll take some questions from all of you at the end. All right, Tom?
Thank you, May. Good morning. My name's Tom Lewis, and I'm here to give you an overview of the hospitality and catering courses offered at Petrock in Barnstable. Now, I'm going to initially just introduce myself. As I said, I've told you my name, but my job role is chef lecturer at our hospitality base at the Lifestyle Centre in Barnstable. And that's where I'm going to start off just talking about our facilities before we get into course content. We've been exceptionally lucky and have had a brand new building. It's only 3 years old, the Lifestyle Centre, state-of-the-art set of kitchens within this building, and are really the jewel in the crown of what we do, which is the tour restaurant, where we serve real customers in a professional restaurant setting. These set of facilities I unfortunately can't show you, but I know there are online tours which are available through the Petrock website that you can have a look at those facilities, and I promise you they are really, really world class. Taking away from the facilities and just moving to the course content now for a starting point. Everybody that comes as a full-time learner to our hospitality and catering courses begins either as a level 1 learner or as a level 2 learner. There are progression routes immediately from those courses up through the levels to level 3. And in both cases, probably the initial thing that any applicant like yourself is thinking about is what entrance requirements would there be for those 2 courses. So I'll just lay those out. So for our level 1 hospitality and catering qualifications, the entrance requirements are 4 GCSEs at grade 2 or greater. And then for our level 2 hospitality and catering course, the entrance grades are 4 GCSEs at grade 3 or better. Of course, as May mentioned in her presentation, if you've already watched it, there will be a requirement for students that don't achieve the government's nationally set standard for English and maths to continue with those studies. But that will be integrated into your week or your time with us each week. Okay, now we've laid out the 2 courses, level 1 and level 2, as entry points for the qualification. Just explore the content of those courses a little bit more with you. So both courses, as you would expect for a hospitality and catering qualification, are extremely practically based. You'll be cooking working in our front of house environment, managing the bar, working as restaurant managers, serving drinks, cooking food for the public, and learning new skills around those particular hospitality and catering areas. That's not to say there is no theory involved. Of course, there is a percentage of theory work within everything we do, and that underpins and links directly to the practical work that we do with you. As you progress through the time with us, you'll get more involved in assisting with planning menus for our restaurant, managing the restaurant environment itself, and in getting involved with us putting on themes or events within our restaurant environment. As I said, we're incredibly lucky. In fact, we've just reopened our restaurant following the recent sort of lockdown protocol here in North Devon, and we're serving Christmas lunch and dinners at the moment to the public, which is a really exciting time for all of us. As we move on through looking at the course content, a few things to cover. Of course, we mentioned it is a practically based qualification at level 1 or at level 2. So there is some requirement for the purchasing of additional equipment and resources. You're not really going to be a chef without a set of chef's whites. So it involves chef's whites, knives, textbooks, the things you'd expect a professional chef to have with them in the kitchen, and the same equivalent uniform, textbooks, and equipment for our front of house setting, where you'll learn wonderful skills. I mean, the students were working just yesterday on their barista skills, making the ornate, elaborate coffees for serving to our customers. A real treat. I might even have snuck a quick cappuccino myself. So apart from equipment, talking about the structure of the course over the year, for our front of house qualifications, we use a process of continuous assessment. So this means you'll carry out skills, you'll carry out accessible skills in our restaurant with our customers, and those will be built up over the year gradually to gain those qualifications. For our professional cookery qualifications, the structure is a little different. Our level 2 has an end examination, so a practical and a written end examination carried out in the sort of around Easter time each year. And our level 1 has a more of a continuous assessment model. Now, talking about exam grades brings me on to something that I love to show off about. So, and this is a great opportunity to show off, talking to you here live in this presentation. So, levels 1, 2, and 3, which is our progression route, all of our exam results over the last 5-year period have been substantially above national benchmark. Now, that sounds like really fancy sort of talk, but what that really means when it comes down to it, if you come to us to study catering, you will achieve better than the average catering student in the country does. You may well achieve substantially better than the average catering student in the country does. Last year alone, in our level 2 and our level 3 cohorts for professional cookery, we had students achieving distinction star, which would place both of those learners in the top 2.5% of students taking that exam in the country. So those grades are something we're incredibly proud of, and they come through the hard work of the staff, but also the dedication and interest of the students in the subject. That brings me just to those extra things that we do that really keep students interested. And just like May talked about in the travel and tourism presentation, we are involved in Erasmus Plus as well. Our section has been taking students to Europe for work experience now for over 15 years, and we're hoping, if you join us in the 21-22 cohort of new students, that we will be returning to Gothenburg in Sweden, where we place students into the most remarkably wonderful hotels and restaurants and give them a real experience of living in a dynamic, exciting, vibrant, big European city. Within our course as well, everyone's offered the opportunity to participate in the Petrock Chef of the Year competition. And we're proud to be supported in that by the Mason's Arms, which is a local Michelin star pub, and its head chef, Mark Dodson, who comes in and judges that and gives incredible feedback to the students. It assists them. In fact, he's gone as far as to assist many of them in the first steps of their career as well, either working with him or allowing them to access other Michelin-starred restaurants around the country. Progression is probably where I'm going to start to wrap up and just tell you about what people go on to do from our courses. Largely, as you'd expect, the progression route is into employment. And as May mentioned in her tourism presentation, apprenticeships is a route you could initially embark on. So we take apprentices as part-time learners through the apprenticeship process right from 16, but you could, after levels 1 or 2, progress into an apprenticeship at that point. You could progress into a position as a commis chef in a kitchen, or in our front of house, a similar front of house role. And students from our catering section have gone on to work in some amazing places. Just to give you a few of them, and again, this is an opportunity for me to show off, and I love to show off about what we do, what we cook, where our students end up. Is really exciting for me. So we've had students working for Gordon Ramsay and Marcus Waring in London in recent years. We have a student at the moment with his own restaurant in central Barnstaple, Robert Bryant, just successfully set up his own restaurant, and Rob came to us as a student and then went to work at 11 Madison Park in New York, which at the time was voted the best restaurant in the world with 3 Michelin stars. We have students that have gone to work on cruise ships, private charter yachts in the Caribbean, amazing ski seasons in Europe. And now I'm saying this, I feel like that might be something I'm quite excited to go into, but probably I best stay where I am and carry on teaching. As I bring it towards the end there, what I would say is, please go and have a look at our online tour videos. I think there are ones for our kitchen online. And if not, maybe have a look at the tour restaurant menus that are currently on the Petroc website. And the tour restaurant has a Facebook page. I'd really recommend you go there and have a look. We're a real functioning restaurant. It's not a college canteen. It's not sausage and beans for everybody. It's really interesting, modern, home-cooked food with some real care taken over it, served and produced by the students for customers. So the Tall Restaurant is the name, and have a look at our Facebook page. I think we're going to go to a point now in the presentation where we can take questions from anybody that's listening. I think me and May will both take turns or have a go at trying to answer them and not speaking over each other, which it might happen. I'm sorry if it does.
Can I just say as well, the food in the tour restaurant
May.
is really, really good.
No problem. We'll get your
And takeaway and in options. Ooh.
Yeah, go.
Shall I go first? As I mentioned, the travel and tourism course is more academic than it is vocational. So for each unit, you will have between 3 and 4 assignments. So what that means is on the level 2 course, you will end up with 18 assignments. And on the level 3 course, you have less assignments in the first year, more in the second year, but around about one a fortnight in assignment terms.
Okay, then I'll probably carry on from where May is, and I think it would depend on your point or a level of entry, but there will be assignments at all points of entry for us, so levels 1 and 2. Obviously, if you enter as a level 2 learner, you could expect the assignments that you're issued to have a greater level of complexity and research required. And there are assignments issued in both levels, and they're spaced out evenly through the year, just like May described. We're not lumping the work onto you at the start or the end particularly. So yeah, you will be expected to do some work. I would imagine each and every week, some form of homework would need to be undertaken to make sure that you're keeping up with the course content as it's delivered. So you get delivered the theory, then we issue the assignment that underpins that theory.
Ooh.
That me raising my hand means I'm going to go first, just for anyone that's watching. I'm not just randomly poking my hand in the air. So how big are the groups? Well, this year is probably not a great example, because as we know, there's been a slightly unusual year in terms of how colleges and schools have operated. But in general, our practical groups are sort of around a maximum of 15 to 16 learners in the practical kitchen environment. Those groups can get a little larger in theory classes. We try to keep it at a maximum of, say, 15 in our kitchen environments, just so that everyone has plenty of equipment and space to work in, and plenty of one-to-one time with the lecturer when they're learning a new practical skill. For instance, my group yesterday were taking apart poultry, so taking apart chickens, removing the various cuts from them, and everyone wants to be shown how to do that one-to-one and have some attention from you. So yeah, about that size, but bigger in theory. I'll pass over to May now.
Yeah, we're not far off. I think it's around between about 15 is what we normally sort of have in a normal classroom. So yeah, nice small groups, which, as Tom says, mean that you can get that bit of extra attention from the lecturers. Obviously, your maths and English might be different, but for your core qualification in both travel and tourism and hospitality, that's the sort of group size we're very lucky to be looking at. Ooh. Shall I go?
Yeah, you do, because we don't have any BTEC courses.
No. So the BTEC qualifications that we offer within travel and tourism, yes, you can go to university. The level 3 course equivalates to 2 A levels, so you might need to go on to a foundation degree, and then you can top up with the last year and still do a full degree. Or Petroc itself offers a lot of HE courses as well. So if you don't want to travel too far from home, there is the chance of staying local and still studying for a higher level qualification. Ooh. That's you.
I think I mentioned in my presentation that there is kit involved, obviously chef's whites, textbooks and knives. I don't know the exact price, because what happens each year is that we go out to tender, we find the most cost effective way of supplying that kit. It all comes through the college, because everybody has to have the same chef's uniform with their name and the college logo and things that keep us uniform and professional looking. I think last year it was somewhere in the region of £200, and that got you 2 sets of chef's whites, restaurant uniform, textbooks and knives. It was around or just over 200, but I can't put an exact figure, because we haven't gone through that process of sort of contacting suppliers and getting quotes and costs in, but it'll be in that region around 200.
We've got a question, Tom, from Caroline. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for your question. Oh, there it is. So since the groups are so small, how popular are they? I'm assuming you refer to the courses, not the groups. And how much competition is there to get a place? So within travel and tourism, the competition to get a place is based on your grades. So if you get the grades, we have not in the past had to say no to students. So if you get your 5 grade 4s or above, you will get a space with maths and English. You'll get a space on the level 3. And if you get your 4 3s, then you will get a space on the level 2. So in that sense, we're very lucky that it's not, there is competition is with yourself to get the right grades.
Yeah, I would echo exactly what May just said. And I'm not sure if you're referring in your question to which particular course, but it's exactly the same answer. If you hit the entrance requirement grades, predicted or actual grades in the summer, and then you come and have an interview with us, nice, friendly, we're very down to earth in both sections. We want to meet people, talk to them, have interviews, telephone interviews with them, and a little chat, talk through the course and find out what they're looking for from it. But I've been teaching now, like May has at Petroc for quite a while, and I've never turned away students that have hit the requirements and had successful interviews. So wouldn't be concerned about that. Just get on and make your application, and we look forward to seeing you possibly in September.
That's brilliant. Tom, we're nearly out of time, so I'm just going to say this. So for more information, please contact our advice and guidance team. There's the email and the phone number there. And obviously there's lots of different ways you can get in touch with the college, both through, I'm sure, this medium, as well as the college Facebook and all sorts of places. So if you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to get in touch. There are no stupid questions. I'm sure Tom would agree.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks, May.
Well, thank you all very much. We're out of time and hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.